Okay, what I'm showing you here is a 2019 Tahoe. It's the new model, the 150G, 150cc ATV. I bought this thing just before the holiday on 4th of July. Have had nothing but problems. I recommend you ought to buy this if you're looking for something you don't have to wrench on. If you're buying something for your family and your kids to enjoy out on the trails or something, you're better off to spend the extra money to buy a name brand product. But for this here, right at this time is a waste of money. I spent $2,100 on this. Could have got it $700 cheaper if I ordered it through Amazon with free shipping. I went to a dealer thinking I'm going to eliminate a lot of problems. No, I ended up with more problems. One of the issues was I went to pick it up. The guy assured me there's no problem. We checked the unit all over. And he kept on saying, make sure you keep it on a trickle charge all the time, a battery maintainer. He says charging system's working great. Oils are good. He says you'll have no problem. My mechanic is a certified motorcycle mechanic, and he told me all this stuff. He did tell me, though, being a Tao, he has a hard time dealing with warranty issues. He says, therefore, he does not warranty it. He gives a gentleman's agreement of a 30-day warranty on just the internal parts of the engine. Piston, cam, crankshaft, nothing electrical, nothing fuel-wise. He says anytime you bring it in for anything, it will be a charge. $85 he wants just to check the unit out. We get the unit home. What happens? Start it up, take it for a drive. We live on the dirt road is in better shape than my driveway. Nice gravel, straight, flat road. Boy goes about a mile, he's having problems. He comes home. He says, Dad, this thing is acting up. It's not working right. Well, what's going on? So what we did, we started looking things over. He went to start it, battery was dead. Okay, maybe they didn't charge the battery fully. So we put it on the charger and battery maintainer all night long, got the battery. It showed that it came back up, but it showed at 12.5 volts. So he turned around and figured, okay, that's the problem. He took off, got to his friend's house, calls me up, Dad, can you come and pull me home? He was only a mile down the road now. Turns around, tow it home. Battery's dead. I call the dealer up, tell the guy, you know, this thing haven't even used it a couple minutes yet. I says, we've already got a problem with it. He said, well, bring it back. We'll just check over. Maybe something got overlooked. Okay. So I take it down there. I end up leaving it. He calls me the next day, oh, we found the problem. Now, I live an hour away from this dealer, so I have to drive all the way down there, hurrying to get down and everything before work. So there, everything's good. We took care of it. Found out the battery, brand new battery, has a dead cell. He says, I put a new battery in there. You're not going to have no problem with it. Takes me outside, starts up. There was a red flag, and it was I should have acknowledged it. When I went out there, he had a battery charger still hooked up to it. But I just figured, they're just making sure it was fully charged. So he disconnects it. The guy starts up. There you go. He goes, I checked it over. No problems. I tested the system. It's charging really good, putting out good. All right. I get it home. You go to start it up right out of the trailer. Won't start. What now? Trying to charge it up. Battery won't take a full charge. Come to find out, the dealer put a used battery in it. Dealer tells me, no, I did not. And he's trying to accuse me of swapping out the battery. He pulled it out and put a used battery in there. Then he tells me the only way he's going to fix that is if I buy a battery from him. We got into an argument. I told him, you put this in. He's accused me of swapping the battery out. I've had nothing but issues starting wise. After a couple of days, back and forth on the phone, him calling me a liar. To this day, he still says I swapped the battery out, which I did not do. He finally gave me another battery right out of the box. I stood right there. I watched him and put the battery in there. He checked it off, showing everything, and had it on a charger. Get it home. It worked good for about 6 to 8 times starting. Dead again. Thinking it's the charging system. He refuses to work on it. He says, well, it's a Chinese model. What do you expect? He says, I'm not warranting. You got to bring it in. Leave it with us. We'll look it over. We'll tell you how much is repairs. Wait a minute. I haven't even gone through 1 tank of gas on this thing. Don't even have 10 hours on it yet. So, nothing but starting problems. We argue about it. So, I end up going up north. My boys all disappointed. We go up north. He don't get to take his four-wheeler. It stays home in the garage, clean as hell. Get home, start checking out. Finally, I got really mad. I made a call to the Better Business Bureau and the Federal Trade Commission, and they told me to contact the manufacturer. I did. Made a phone call and everything. I finally got through to them after several tries, and they were very polite on the telephone and everything, and I told them my situation, and they said, sorry sir, we don't deal with the general public, only dealership. I told them I do not want to deal with this dealership. And they said, well, you have to do the dealer that you like. No. So I told them I'm willing to repair the thing myself. I'm perfectly capable of doing it. But I want them to do the guiding and tell me what to do. So they told me they wanted me to test the charging system. So I ended up getting a meter, started checking the charging system. Come to find out, it's putting out 13.5 volts, the system is. The manufacturer recommended more, and if it's under 13, they said the system's undercharging. Well, it was on the battery maintainer again, and it would never take a full charge. So I said, well, what I'm going to do first is going to try a battery. So I went down to a Polaris dealer, and I bought a name brand battery, American made, American. Okay, and put it in there, have not had a starting problem since. System's charging. Even though it's putting out 13.5 volts, it's plenty, no issues. Then next thing we know, backfires, stalling, won't start. What's going on? Another issue with it. Now I'm going to take you through a thing of issues on this, and then I'm going to be doing a follow-up video and start showing you what I do for repairs. But right now I just wanted to bring this attention. Don't waste your money unless you want to turn a wrench. These are what I've come across so far. First thing, on the shift indicator, it only shows neutral and reverse. The second day, the drive diode burned out. They said you have to buy a new one. They will not warranty it. Next problem. I'm having issues with the cable here. They said everything was tight and I'd have to check it over. Well, shit. I could have got this right out of the box like this. As you can see, this had snapped off down inside. I got to correct that. That's for the throttle. These were hitting, causing the brake lights to stay on. Why this is crimped so tight on the wires, I don't have no issue yet, but who knows. Next issue I have is rust. Right from the factory, this thing was not painted correctly. They have missed areas like this. Rusted. The welds I'm having issues with. You can see it in the welds by the shocks. Around the tail light, all down in here, every place there's a weld, there's no paint. The bottom of the frame, they missed. Very little, a lot of rust. I'm going to have to touch up all the paint. This shifting decal, the decals are around here. I have this covered up because it's not their decal. We put something on, but the decal in the trailer, this decal's held on with a little bit of silicone or something. It fell off before I got it home. Come to find out, one of the decals that says 150 blew off in the trailer on the way home. The second one was hanging. There's hardly any glue. Decals don't stay on. Another issue, the plate on the side right here. It was busted. I tried to put 2 washers to make it up, but as you can see, it's still broke. Something I'm gonna end up having to make a new plate, get something welded. I'm gonna have to repair that also. Next issue with the starting and the stalling. Non-stop. This tube is an emissions tube. If you look at this tube, you can see it's burnt off. The manufacturer has this, it runs up to a little unit here which controls the emissions, and it goes into the carburetor to help operate the choke. I believe off a temperature, whatever, but when this comes off, it backfires and shuts down and won't start. They said, well, maybe it's hitting the exhaust somewhere. Well, yeah, it sure is, because the manufacturer, if you look here, hooks a rubber hose directly to the hottest part of the exhaust system. It burns off. Hello, no-brainer. Up underneath, you Okay. The other issue is the nuts were loose on the exhaust pipe. They told me they checked this over. Well, one of the nuts came off, burnt the gasket out. All the plastic is melted underneath. Let's get the camera under there and show you a picture of that. If you can see, the plastic is all melted from the heat. Now, I'm not on my 4th tank of gas yet. I'm finally going to change my oil on it. I am coming up with a fix for this. Lucky I'm a machinist and I'm aware of how to fabricate and do different things. I'm trying to come up with a simple fix to eliminate this problem. I am going to post it in another video. It'll be later this week for sure, and I will make sure it's on there and I can show you my fix with my results. I have to do something because we still cannot drive it. Another issue, the headlights. The bulb's burned out. Second time we took it for a drive. I told the dealer, he says, I got the bulbs, $6 each. He says, your kid must be jumping ramps, he's bouncing this thing really hard. We only went down a dirt road. We haven't been on no trails yet, nothing. He charges me $12, we changed the light bulbs, now they work. He never checked them. Another issue I have. The plate back here keeps coming loose, coming off. As you can see, it hits the shock, scratches it all up. Now, I went to adjust the chain, and I'm having an issue there. The chain adjusters from the factory, very, very cheaply made. I got those on a video, on the next video that I'm going to post. And on that video, I'm going to show you what I did just by going to a regular farm supply, and I bought some parts, and I'm able to do a heavy duty bench repair, and it'll show you how to eliminate this problem. It's actually better, the part will work for Hondas too. It's a simple Americanizing it, repair, and it release a lot of headache of the chain constantly coming loose. I'm gonna definitely post that because I've done that on his other Chinese quad. We got a little 110 and it runs circles around this thing. It has no body, we call it our little rat rod quad. Nothing's been modified on it. It's held together with tie wraps, duct tape, a little bit of arc weld here and there because the frame keeps breaking, a little piece of metal. And that thing, like I said, runs circles. Bearing and hubs weren't available. I machined the hubs, put standard American bearings from a tractor supply place. No problem. It works fine. This thing, not happy. Wasted my money, wish I'd not. Another issue I'm having, plastic keeps popping off all over. The plastic will not lock. It's constantly coming off and loose all the time. So far, those are my issues, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you my repairs as they go, and every time I have an issue with this unit, I am going to post a video. I'm going to show you, tell you what I did, or if I had to deal with a manufacturer, if they worked with me or not. At this time, they did say they would work with me as far as the stator went in case there was a problem with it, but I feel confident it's being okay, so I'm going to leave it alone. Everything else, though, I'm going to have to do, but at this time, what I'm seeing here is they took a scooter motor and put it on this, and they just threw it together. They did not check it out, and they assumed it was good to sell to the Americans. Up yours Americans, Trump kiss this, that's what they say. Well, guess what? They're pushing their junk on us, and what do? They don't want to warranty it. I think there should be something done about that. This, as far as I'm concerned, they're ripping us off. Yeah, sure. You want to buy cheap, you're going to get cheap. If you don't mind turning a wrench, and you want to try to deal with it, go for it. But personally, I would never buy one of these again until a couple more years when they improve these issues. I'm going to try to improve what I got, and I'm going to post a video. Then I'm going to show you what I did with repairs and the results. And I'm hoping I can help anybody out there with the same issues, and that you're able to do the repairs from what I can show you. And again, this is the ATA. It's a Tahoe 150G, 150C C ATV. Of course, green because we ordered it in a green. Manufacturer recommends in their manual 15W40. The dealership says no, 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 no. For motorcycles, everything, it should be 10W40. They highly recommend no synthetic oil. I've heard many other people also say that who are bike riders. They said stay away from the synthetics on the Chinese quads. Just use a good quality oil. I was told 10W40, and I can understand this for in the winter months, but I don't know. I question it still. I'm not getting no answers. I will keep you posted. Until then, it's Ron Fuller, and I hope I can help you out. Thank you.